In this video, I'm going to show you how to make this parrot, and you will need about 88 red rubber bands, 32 yellow, 31 blues, 2 blacks, and 2 white rubber bands. So let's get started. First, we are going to make the beak. For the beak, we're going to take a single yellow and loop it 4 times on your hook. Take 2 single yellows, double it, and bring those rubber bands right onto your hook. Then loop it onto your hook. And that's your beak, and if you want to make it longer, you can just take another 2 single rubber band, doubling it, and pulling it onto there. Now, since our face is red, we're going to put it on a single red rubber band, and we'll put it to the side for later to add to our face. Now let's make the feet. And for the feet, let's go ahead and use the bottom of our loom. We're going to take a single, doubling it, and we're going to do it twice. Single, double. And now on our hook, we're going to loop a single 4 times. Take a single, double, and pull those rubber bands onto your hook, onto your doubled rubber bands, and then go ahead and loop it onto the end of your loom there, where your feet was. Let's do this again 2 more times, same thing. Take a single, loop it 4 times, take another single, double it, and scooch the 4 rubber bands onto the 2 we just doubled, the single we doubled, and then putting it on to our loom. And we're doing this 3 times. Third one, 2, 3, 4. Single, double, and then putting it on the end of our loom there. And that's our foot for our parrot. Let's go ahead and make the other one. Same thing, single, double on the other side, single, double. And after we do this, we can loop it up. Take your single, loop it 4 times on your hook. Take your single, double it, and pull those right onto your hook. And loop it on the end of your loom. Repeat it 2 more times. 2, 3, 4, double, last one, 2, 3, 4, single, doubling it, onto your loom. Now let's go ahead and go under the feet, all those rubber bands, and very carefully. It's very tight, so don't force it. Use a hook to release any tension, and looping it onto itself. Again, same thing. You can also just do the same feet as the penguin if you want, if this is too hard for you. It's generally the same. I'm going to go on the other side. Releasing the tension.
And
now we are going to take 2 single rubber bands, the same as the body. Go ahead and get it on that top rubber bands there to attach to the body later, and take your feet off the loom and put it aside for later, and you can kind of pull it out. Same thing for the other foot. Pull your 2 single rubber bands, the same as the body color, and get your foot onto that rubber band for later. Put it aside, and now let's make the eyes. And for the eyes, mine will be black. I'm going to take a single and loop it 3 times, creating the 4 loops there. Taking a white and looping it twice on one side and twice on the other. Same thing on the other eye. Taking your single black, loop it 3 times, creating 4 loops, and then looping it twice on one side and twice on the other. And now it's going to go on the eye, the head, so it will be red. So let's go ahead and scooch all this eye right onto that rubber band, the single red. Try to keep it in the order. And if you can't do the eye, please refer to my baby panda video. I did it on the loom there. Now that you have the eye, let's go ahead and put it on your holding hook for later. Now let's do our tail. We're going to take 2 single rubber bands, coming diagonally and coming down 2. 1, 2, and repeat on the other side, diagonally, 1, 2, and then coming down the center 4 times. 1, 2 single rubber bands at a time, 3, 4. And now with our blue, taking 2 single blues and coming down 3. 2, 3. Again on the other side, same thing, 3 times. 2 single rubber bands. And then down the center, we're coming down 4 times. 2, 2 single rubber bands, 3, 4, and then we are going to cap the tail off with a single blue 3 times. So loop it once, twice, repeat for all 3 tips. Okay, let's put some holding rubber bands, starting at the top, taking a single red, double it, from there to there, another single red, double it, from there to there, now single blue, double it, and we're going to do it 2 more times, single blue, double, so we should have a total of 5 holding rubber bands, upside down triangles. And now let's go ahead and loop. Go ahead, reach under a cap band, grabbing the bottom 2 and looping it onto itself. Reach all the way in, grab the bottom 2 and keep going up your tail. And we're looping it up to the center peg here where the arrow is. Again, you can work on any tail you want, the tip. I'm doing the center now. Just keep looping up, creating teardrops as you go, pulling back any holding rubber bands, reaching the bottom two, grabbing the bottom two, and looping it onto itself. Last one, reach under, grab the bottom two, and looping it onto itself. There's your tail. Now let's go ahead and take 2 single rubber bands and get it on your hook. Get it on your holding hook, and then go ahead and take your tail off. And put it away for later. Let's do the wing. We're going to start at the top of our loom, and from the left side diagonally we're going to take a single red, putting one down and one down on the other side. And now we're going to do yellow to give it some color. So single rubber band so far, yellow, single blue, and single blue. And now we are going to do 2 blues, and then another set of 2 blues. And this side will connect to the body, so wherever it connects to the body we're going to put a connecting rubber band, and we're going to connect it on the 3rd peg there from the top, from the bottom, or the 4th from the top. And now let's put some holding rubber bands. Take a yellow, and we're going to put it from there to there, from the 2nd peg to the 2nd peg. Some blues, take a single, double, from the 3rd peg to the 3rd peg, and another single blue, double it, from the 4th peg to the 4th peg. And now let's go ahead and cap off the tip of the wings, and we're going to cap it off 3 times. Loop it once, twice, 3 times. And now let's go ahead and go under the cap band, pull the bottom 2, and looping it onto itself. Continue up, looping it onto itself. And here you want to reach all the way under, grab the single, and looping it onto itself. Continue up. There, inner wing. Again, let's do the outside. Reach under the cap band, looping it onto itself. Pull back the holding rubber band, and never loop the holding, just reach past the holding, grab the bottom single, and looping it onto itself. So now let's put our wing on a holding hook for later, and this part here will attach to the body, the one at the top of the loom, and also this red connector rubber band that we put. So let's take our wing off the loom for later, and we're going to make another one, same thing. There's our wing. Let's do the other wing. Single red, down 1, down 1, single yellow to give it some color, single blue, single blue, and then 2 singles. This is the inner of the body, so we'll do that twice, 2 single blues from there to there. and 2 single on the outer wing from there to there. And let's go ahead and put our connecting rubber band on the 4th peg from the top, or the 3rd from the bottom, and put our capping rubber band here on the end, the tip of the wing, and loop it twice, creating 3 loops. And now put some holding rubber bands. Take a single yellow, double, from there to there, single blue, double, from the 3rd to the 3rd, single blue, double, from the 4th to the 4th. And now let's go ahead and loop. Go under the cap band, hold it down, loop it onto itself, continue up, go under all those bands, grab the bottom single, make sure you see teardrops, and looping it onto itself, connecting it to the very top. The outer wing, same thing. Pull back the cap band, grab the bottom single, once again, take it off your loom, and put it on your holding hook for later. There are your 2 wings. Now let's go ahead and make the body and the head and everything. From the top of your loom, we're going to take 2 single rubber bands at a time, and coming down 2, other side, top of the loom, 2 single rubber bands, coming down twice. And then go ahead and bring it into the chin from the 3rd to the center 4th, 2 single rubber bands, and make sure you push the chin rubber bands down so we can loop it easier later. Now finish up the center of the face, 2 single rubber bands down to connect to the chin, push it down, don't overlap. Now let's do the body, 2 single rubber bands diagonally, and coming down 3, 1, 2, 3, same thing on the other side, diagonally, 2 single rubber bands, 1, 2, 3, and now for the feet, to finish the bottom off, take a foot with the 2 red rubber bands attached, and go ahead and connect it from that peg to that peg, closing off the bottom of our parrot. Same thing with the other side. Take your foot with the rubber bands and pushing it down. And now let's do the center of the body, 2 single rubber bands, down the center, and then closing it off. There. And now let's go ahead and add some holding rubber bands on the body, 2 single rubber bands around the chest, torso, chest area there, 2 single rubber bands on the tummy, and push it down a little because we are going to add the wings. Let's go ahead and add the wings, and we want to attach it so that way the long side is closer to the body, and also we want to pull out our connector rubber bands there, the 2 reds that we put earlier. So I'm going to turn my bird around, attaching the top where a hook is. There should be 4 single rubber bands, and loop it on the shoulder, and then taking the side with the connector rubber band and connecting it 3 down or 2 down from there. So here's the shoulder part, and then 2 down. So that's 1 wing, And let's go ahead and connect the other side. Same thing. We're going to connect the shoulder onto the shoulder peg there. That's the 4th from the top. And then we're finding our connector rubber band, the red, and then attaching it 2 pegs down, like that. And that's the wing. Now, since we have the eyes here, let's go ahead and attach the eyes. And that's the 2nd peg from the top. And go ahead and spread it out. And let's attach the beak. And that's the 3rd peg from the top, and center it. Let's go ahead and put some holding rubber bands around the eyes. That's a single around the eyes and a single around the beak. Now let's add the tail. Let's go ahead and take it from your holding hook and put it on the end peg there where his bottom is. And that acts like a holding, capping rubber band. Let's go ahead and start looping. Pull the tail back a little so you can expose your rubber band, grabbing the top 2 and looping it onto itself. Go back in, grab the next 2 and looping it onto itself. Wherever it goes, take it there. And the last 2 and looping it onto itself. And now let's go ahead and loop up either side. Go under the cap band, grab the bottom 2, looping it onto itself, and just keep going up. If you can't see it, turn it to the side, reach all the way in, grabbing the bottom 2, creating teardrops as you go. I'm here at the chin peg. Now I'm going to do the other side. Same thing, grabbing the bottom 2, looping it onto itself, going up the side. Make sure you have teardrops up and down your body. If you don't, make sure you check. Now I'm working on the center of the body. It's going up all the way to my chin peg there. It's very full. Go ahead and push it down a little bit. And now we are ready to loop the chin. Reach all the way inside there, grab the top 2 and looping it onto itself. It should be the center where the beak is. The next 2, mine is going to the right. Saw it moving, creating teardrops. The last 2 going up the side of the face. Always reach in and grabbing the bottom 2 rubber bands, creating the teardrops. Before you move on to any section, make sure you check that you have teardrops. Now I'm ready for the center of my face. And my last rubber band there to the forehead. I've checked to make sure all my rubber bands have teardrops, and now I'm going to go ahead and reach under that center peg, getting my single to do my slip knot. If you wanted a little tuft of hair on the top, you can, using 2 single rubber bands. And let's go ahead and take them off the loom. There he is. Go ahead and push his eyes out and fix it how you want him to look. It's important. I'm not going to really fix him here, but you can fix him how you want him to look. Bring out his beak. So fix him how you like him. Tuck in the charm string if you want. If you want him to stand or sit, you can put a C-clip on the back to hold him up like that. But there's your parrot. I hope you like them. Thanks for watching.